take a look at this technology, space nerds. This is an old video. If I'm not mistaken, this video is from 2019, 2018. This is at least a 7-year-old video, but you're going to see something very key here and very telling. Look at the animation of this console. Those were original sound effects. You're going to see the same animations as we go over the Railen here, which is the next upcoming alien ship. We've covered this a couple of times.
We'll also...
but
like
we're doing a little bit of a review of every ship that's upcoming right now.
Angle, so you
see this right here? It's the exact same thing.
Very different experience of like transitioning up through the floors and the floors.
So they've been sticking with a very dedicated design language for the Xi'an ships, and they've really been wanting to get this into the game. So we're going to look at what this ship is going to be and who it's going to be for, and the concepts that I hope somehow we still get someday. Let's get into it. So we track all of these ships every month, as you know, and the last update we have on the Railen is from February. It passed its white box gate review and is planned for release in Alien Week. That's insane. If you know the sort of process that the ships take in Star Citizen, you know that 3 months, I think. Alien Week's in June, so that would be February, March, April, May, June. 5 months from white box to complete is pretty quick, especially for a ship this big. But we also know they haven't just been working on this in the last couple of months. They've been working on making sure that the cargo is working for this. In fact, if we go back to... No. I'm not going to get myself caught up in that. There is a ship here that they were having trouble with the cargo loading, if you guys don't remember, which I think was probably... I actually don't know what that would be. But there was a ship they were having some cargo problems with. I thought maybe it would be the Railen, but that was an unknown ship. The Railen we've known about, and the last update we have is that it's in white box. Now, this is a cargo hauler, an alien ship, and it's actually pretty big. It is... Well, it looks bigger than it is. The actual dimensions are just 54 meters long by 52 meters wide. That's really not super large. Just to put that into perspective, the RSI Zeus is 45 meters long. It's 7 meters longer than the Zeus, which is like not considered a big ship. So when you look at this, it might look big when you're flying around and when you see it like looming in the distance, but it's still a relatively compact shape. It kind of rivals the Caterpillar a little bit. It carries cargo in these weird pods in the back that they have acknowledged they have to figure it out, how that's going to work. It is tall. Yeah, it's basically a box. It's just a gigantic box. Well, not a gigantic box as we just went over. But let me go ahead and let you see what the devs have to say about it. This is Paul Jones, by the way. He did a lot of work on this one. Now, just a little side note. I don't know if Paul's coming back to work on this game. I'm not going to be the kind of person who's like, please come back, do it. You have to come back. But on Twitter, he did say that he was flying to Manchester. Now, maybe he lives in Manchester. Maybe that's his home. Maybe he likes to be there. But I would love if he could come back and do some more ship stuff. That would be pretty cool. Anyways, just looking at the concepts they were coming up with for this
sort of
really makes me want to look at that.
We did our usual. We came up with 3 sort of strong candidates to give to Chris to have a look at. And from there, people will see that
I want to see this in game.
It was almost locked in. It was like, okay, this is what we're doing. We're a lot more confident in how we approach these things now. We make sort of stronger decisions right at the start to push those through.
So,
one of the big features of the ship was the fact that it changes shape like massively. So that's
something I think I missed here. You'll actually see the Siulen was a concept piece for the Gatac Railen. And this is how I think a lot of their ships get made. They just are concepts for other ships. They just redesign them a little bit.
Really nice thing about this ship, and coupled with the sort of final materials that we came up with, there's no mistaking the ship now. It's okay, this is the Gatac cargo ship. There's no messing around.
And so I think, like it's being said in chat, this is going to get a lot of casual players really excited for. This is the sort of thing that's going to have content made out of it. People are going to see it and be like, wait, what is this? Because you don't really get to see alien ships that much in games, and when you do, definitely not intricate interiors like this.
Platform that's going to fly through the air, come and greet you. You get on it, click a button, takes you up to the entrance of the ship through the airlock. That's where you first get your experience of the Xi'an architecture within this ship. When you choose to get on the lift to go up to habitation, you've got a console that's made out of like 50 different pieces in it, and it all builds itself into position, and you click the button, get on your elevator, which isn't the standard elevator either. At the moment it's at an angle, so you have a very different experience of like transitioning up through the floors, and the floors will also transform to sort of enable you to get through easily. So then when you're in the habitation section, you've got access to beds and lockers. You can go left and right to the turrets and escape pods.
So we've gone over this not long ago. I'm not going to go through this whole episode again. I wanted to give you a look at the Gatac Railen. Like I said, it's an alien cargo hauler. There's aside from the fact that it is coming from a different manufacturer and an alien species, it's fairly standard. It's just a kind of like a medium-sized cargo hauler. It doesn't store its cargo necessarily externally like the other ships that, like the Hull series, so I don't know if it's going to benefit from any of that stuff very much. It doesn't dual purpose combat or anything else. Really, it's not like that noteworthy other than being an alien ship, but that is a big deal. I mean, look at the way that it looks. I cannot favor to go. Look at the way it looks. It doesn't need much else going for it than that. This is a very interesting, cool looking thing, and I think it's a big vibes ship. This is gonna get a lot of people interested who just want to see that alien universe and get more immersed in that. So we'll see how it sells. We'll see how it does and how it releases. I don't know what to expect from it really though. 640 SCU, crew of up to 4. The one thing I think could really hold it back is it has this really strange component access system that will probably lead to you dying before you can get your ship fixed. Listen to this.
And then you transition through there towards the bridge. And again in there is, we were looking at a way of being able to access components in a non-standard way. So the big stuff we've kept quite traditional because it makes sense, they're just there. But the smaller stuff, it's kind of like a component delivery system. So you choose which component you want to access. It's delivered to you. You can change out whatever it is you need to change, and then it's taken back off you and absorbed back into the ship. Then you just transition into the bridge, open bridge.
And like, what happens when your power supply is broken and you can't use the ship's power to move the component up to the thing? I don't know if they're going to stick to that.
And then, like I mentioned, the captain and the co-pilot at the front in their large, like floating, almost like UFO.
God dang,
style.
Dude. Are you kidding me? Look at that seat animation.
Like floating, almost like UFO style
Lord.
Seats. So I think there's plenty of great opportunity in there in terms of animation and what we can do with what's spinning, what's moving, what's reconfiguring. So I think the ship team is going to have a lot of fun with that.
So
what
we are
does the
finally
Railen
getting
add
this.
to Star Citizen as a whole? It really increases the diversity of spaceships, especially alien ones, because they are entire races of creatures and they don't just have combat ships. They have their own infrastructure needs, they have their own transport needs, so whatever we do as the human race, there is going to be mirrors for those races. When you are traveling through all the solar systems in the game, you don't want to just be seeing the same freelancer or the same hull everywhere. You want this variety of ships to encounter and ships to progress through on your cargo journey.
Yeah, dude. The pictures
When
get me.
well, there is
This
going to
picture, this freaking cockpit,
they have
dude.
their own transport needs. So what
This looks so, it's just so good. And now that I've seen that these seats have a cool animation, and again, just like the Ironclad, I could care less about getting this ship for myself. It's going to just be cool to encounter this ship on missions and in set pieces and in small objectives. But this one's not coming out till June, so we'll probably do one more checkup on it before then in the next couple of months. Either way, this has been the Gatac Railen. Hopefully you got something from the update.